He finished up with 7 goals, 1. A very good performance by him. Greg Phillips leaving the arena.
A good case in point being their last meeting in round 5. On that occasion, the Magpies hung on to score by 5 points after Blues full forward Warren Ralph had a shot at goal after the final siren. Last year, the two sides had shared success. Carlton winning a thriller by 10 points at league headquarters, while the Woods were comfortable winners by 55 points at Victoria Park in round 14. Once again today, they lined up at VFL Park, Collingwood providing the notable selection moves when they named former Demon Glenn McLean in the first ruck and brought in 17-year-old Rod McEwen for his first senior game. Both sides had good wins last round, and subsequently we had a very good crowd at the park today despite the wintry conditions. We pick up play tonight at the actual start of the game. And with me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
4 or 5.
First quarter from VFL Park, 7th big league. The clash of the heavyweights, Carlton and Collingwood. Jones and McLean. Oh, Jones gets decked. McLean gives away a free kick. Bad hand pass, he intended for Blackwell. It wasn't a particularly good one. Reid knocks it back, and still a chance for Carlton's Blackwell to get the ball forward. Up towards Glascott. He was originally named on the bench. Montgomery, some soccer tactics, not very successful. Going in pretty solidly was Dean there with the slipper. Ashman has the ball kicked away from his hands. Likewise, it's out of bounds on centre wing. I think we'll see plenty of that here this afternoon. Umpires found a free kick out of Collingwood, and it'll be taken at right centre wing for the Magpies down there by McEwen. His first kick in senior football. Down towards Barham. Barham to Gary Shaw. McAllister says go Goldwards. He does. A long shot, looks pretty good. One behind, says the goal umpire. First score of the match coming up at the 1-minute mark of the quarter. Bruce Dool. Kick dropping a little bit short to the half-back line. Chance for Buckley. A fresh air shot. In goes McAllister. Too high for mine. He'll get a free kick. McAllister got that one around about the shoulder or neck region. Let's watch it in replay.
Well, you'll see he skids across the ground there, and I think the Carlton player may have been a little bit unlucky that time, Montgomery.
He couldn't stop. McAllister, of course, last Sunday at the SCG played his best ever game for Collingwood, and probably his best ever game of football when he finished up, I think it was with 7 goals, wasn't it, Lou?
7 goals, Pete, yes.
He kicked 7-1 for the day, and he's got a chance to get off to a great start here at the 1.5-minute mark of the term. McAllister, 40 metres out from goal. It's a wobbly punt. We'll wait on the goal umpire. Full points. First blood to the Maggies.
Well, Collingwood up to a great start. 1 goal, 7 points to Carlton yet to score. And of course, Carlton thrashed the Tigers last week. I think they kicked 11 goals in the first quarter. There we see it again in replay, that free kick. He goes down, and Montgomery would have been a bit stiff that time to have the free kick paid against him.
7th big league from VFL Park. The Magpies lead by 7.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone of the first quarter. Rain still pelting down here at VFL Park, but a good crowd in attendance. Knocked out by McLean. Ball knocked on by Corker Mearless. Aspen comes out to pick it up, doesn't attempt to. Coming out now to pick up the ball is Meldrum and McEwen. McEwen, good play. The young fella played that well. That was sensible play on the part of the young fellow playing his first game, McEwen. He knew that he couldn't pick it up, so he tapped it, and the ball is out of bounds. On the centre wing position. Ball back into play. Jones knocks it back over the head, punched on by McConville. It's Shaw going after it. Put in the back. Oh, that was a bad free kick by Murphy. A hand pass to Dacos, a long one out wide to Phillips at centre field. He'll go for the long kick, I should imagine. Over centre half forward. Banks getting into positions, grabbed it. And Banks would be well within kicking distance.
He judged that perfectly, Lou.
Beautiful mark to Banks. Watch him in play. Never off the ball at all. And he's got the mark about 35 metres out from goal. Just about the same position as McAllister kicked the last one. Banks has had a pretty good last 4 or 5 games. There's the kick on its way, and that's a good one. It's a goal. So the Magpies now 2 goals, 1-13 to Carlton yet to score. And Carlton, of course, Pete, not breaking away like they did last week.
No, that's for sure. Let's watch that again, the hand pass. And, of course, it did result from that free kick, ultimately. Dacos, a 25-metre hand pass to Phillips. He went for the run. The kick wasn't
that great.
No, he got underneath it a bit like a sand iron shot in golf. But look at this great mark, dragged down superbly by Banks. Collingwood lead by 13 points now. We're just over the 4-minute mark of the term. Carlton yet to go into attack in the first quarter. Jones and McLean. It's won by Jones again, doing well so far. Ashman wet the slipper, didn't get it very far. A tap further forward. And the umpire has decided on a bounce. Still inside the centre square, and a lot of players around the ball. 13 points in favour of the Magpies. 4.5 minutes gone. Oh, powerful punch away by Jones, trying to find Murphy. Ball rebounding towards left half forward for Carlton, though. And again, under these conditions, perhaps surprising to find not too many players wearing the long sleeve jersey. Only a handful. I see young McEwen has come out with one for Collingwood.
Big lad too, for what, 17 years of age, Peter.
He is. McLean also wearing the long sleeve jersey, but Jones again beats him. He's doing well so far. Wow. Up towards left half forward, a chance there for Dean for Carlton. He slides over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in almost in the left forward pocket for the Blues, and that's about as far as advances they've been so far. Madden this time does the ruck work. He too wins it. Picked up by Dean. He couldn't get a kick at the ball. Taken by Phillips from half back. Wobbles the punt up towards centre field. McConville at the back tries to go for the mark. Not successful. English grabs his opponent when not in possession. A chance for Richardson. Blackwell beats him to it. In goes Banks. English again. A good shepherd. English. High kick towards half forward. He's looking for Madden, of course, who's out position. Here goes Murphy. Very dangerous. Close to goals. It's touched. Hunter fumbles. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, goodness me.
There was a chance there, wasn't there?
Was there what?
Well smothered by the Collingwood player, just the same, Peter.
Next on Seven's Big League, your chance to win cash prizes in our footy bets competition. Then it's back to the Collingwood-Carlton clash at VFL Park.
Hi, this is to tell you that right now Nissan dealers are giving darn good deals on a damn good car.
Nissan Bluebird. This means there are no tricks, no gimmicks, and no hidden extras. Just amazing deals on sedans, wagons, LXs, and even the sporty TRX. Darn good savings on, you guessed it, a damn good car. Nissan Bluebird, only at your Nissan dealers. So now's the time to...
Come alive, come and drive Nissan. Those special moments when we are together, made so special with Arnott's chocolate biscuits.
It's Arnott's chocolate biscuit time again. Arnott's mint slice, peppermint cream covered in the finest dark chocolate. TV snacks, crispy and bite-sized, coated in the finest chocolate.
Those special moments when we are together.
Arnott's chocolate biscuits. A dose of flu or a really bad head cold can knock you right off your feet. The moment it does, take extra strength Codral flu and cold tablets. With aspirin and codeine to relieve headache, body aches and pains and reduce the fever, plus a special drying agent to help you breathe again, you'll be back on your feet fast. Take extra strength Codral flu and cold tablets and walk away from flu. Use only as directed. If symptoms persist, see your doctor.
It's time for our TAB footy bet competition now. We're going to be showing you a time on screen, and that corresponds to the time on your footy bet ticket. Remember, it doesn't have to be a winning ticket, then you could be in the money. Telephone number is 268-2174. Ring right now, and the first 2 viewers through will be $200 richer with the compliments of NEC. Okay, let's go back to our match now, and we pick up play this time at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter at VFL Park.
2-1 to 1 point.
Ball back into play again. That's their first score. Umpire calling the ball back again into this quarter by 6 minutes. It's 2-1, 13 Collingwood to Carlton, 1 point only. Well, that was a bit of bad luck for Carlton. Murphy had a chance, but it was smothered, and of course Hunter couldn't get there. Rain's still pelting down here, so conditions are going to be pretty tough for these players. Collingwood up to a great start, kicking 2 goals, 1 to Carlton yet to score a goal. The ball back into play again. Oh, good mark to Jones. Too big there for McLean. Jones at centre half forward, about 55 to 60 metres out from goal. There's the kick on its way. Madden at the back of the pack. No one can take that mark. He's trying to claim it. It's kicked away now by McCormack. Back there to McLean. Picks it up okay. Gives a hand pass out nicely to McEwen. Kid's doing okay. He's got a funny style of a kick. It's a pass. Oh, Mark dropped that time by Cloak, but he gets a hand pass back to Banks. Banks gets around Reeve quite easily. Now another hand pass coming over to Cloak there at half forward. And they'll go deep into attack. He's hooked it back out there, looking there from the big fellow. He's got it. No, he's not paying it to McAllister. Down he goes, and the umpire still called play on. But it was nearly a mark.
Yeah.
Kicked out by McConville. Going out wide, the ball is out of bounds. Oh, that was pretty close to a mark.
Yes, I'll go along with you there.
Under these conditions, I would say.
I thought he just about grabbed that one, McAllister. Let's watch it again. Perhaps we can see it. Oh, gee, that's... Oh,
pretty close.
I would have paid it.
Ball back into play now on that half-forward line from the throw-in. It's McLean and Jones having a great battle there. It comes back there, knocked away by Corker-Mealis over to Glasgow. Buckley's grab. There's a chance, a bad hand pass over to Richardson. Up it goes to Williams, punched away by Dool. Going after us, Richardson. He's a real terrier. Dool goes in after him. Now it's Reed's turn. A long hand pass coming out here now to Blackwell. And Carlton go back into attack down towards their half-forward line. Punched away by McEwen. It's grabbed by Meldon. A chance for Carlton to score a goal. It's going towards the goals. Will it make it? Taylor comes in. He goes over. It's still there in play. They've both missed it. Point. Oh, point. It went through. It hit the post and bounced back. Oh, this is pressure football at the moment, Peter, as we wait now for the ball to come back into play.
2 goals the difference in favour of Collingwood, and those 2 goals, a pretty handy start for the Magpies under these atrocious conditions. Johnston, Carlton skipper, hooks it up towards full forward. Dan Ashman's got it. Rod Ashman playing game number 200. And a chance to bring up his first goal of the afternoon. He's only about 30 metres out from goal. Pretty well directly in front. It's close. Have to wait on the goal umpire's decision. It's full points. Ashman's first goal. Carlton's first. Sevens big league scoreboard. 2-1-13 to 1-2-8.
Well, that was a handy goal kicked by Ashman. But watch Johnson now. He's going away from the play. Hooks it back with the left foot. That's his natural kick, of course. And the mark, an easy mark taken there by Rod Ashman, only about 20 metres out from goal.
From VFL Park, Sevens big league. It's 5 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. 2-1 to 1-2. Traditional league heavyweights clashing before a pretty good crowd in view of these very, very poor conditions. No one gets a decisive tap out, picked up by Jamie Turner up towards Collingwood's half-forward line. Gary Shaw, beautiful balk and weave. The kick is a high one down towards full forward. Dool getting underneath it. And has he got the mark? No or yes?
Well, that
same as McAllister.
Wasn't as long, I don't think. It was nowhere near as long as McAllister.
Now, Dool being paid the mark anyway. I mean, if you pay one, you should pay the other. His kick is a short one. Reed got 2 hands to it, got into the back of his Collingwood opponent. No free kick, says umpire Kevin Smith, and that doesn't please the Magpie fans. We'll see a ball up at right half forward. Ball up, right half forward for Collingwood. Cloak and Wow Jones. Corker-Mealis actually got the tap out to Ashman, who's well caught by Abernathy. Loose ball for Gary Shaw to pick up, which he does. Attempted smother, not successful. Shaw's kick up towards full forward, and a good safe mark taken by arguably the best back pocket player in the league at the moment in English.
English's kick is short of half back. Flying high was Reed, and that's a darn good mark there. 5 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. Well, they all missed that one. Going after it now was Blackwell. Oh, young McEwen threw himself at that one. Down goes Johnson, but gets it out to Meldon. A hand pass coming over to Glasgow. It's a bit long. He missed that kick. Didn't get a good one. He could get a free kick here. Umpire missed that too as it comes out now to McEwen. Coming in to pick it up there on the line. It's out of bounds was Brown. So it's out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal, with the Magpies in front by 5 points. Well, both ruckmen missed that one. Buckley gets a hurried kick back, looking down there, and Murphy's got the mark. Murphy scoots around, tries to get around him. He does, gets it back down to Dean. Over it goes now to Hunter. A shot at goal. It could be all right. It's a goal. Yes, a goal. So the score's now Carlton in front. 2 goals, 2-14 to Collingwood. 2 goals, 1-13.
Now, Australia has a car truly of world class. New world-class Commodore with scores of improvements. New panoramic styling, a new low-cost Berliner model with power steering, plus automatic transmission. new instruments including tachometer, new electronic touch controls, a new touch-tune radio, and new optional electronic fuel injection with 27% more power. New world-class Commodore from Holden.
At Porsche, we believe there is one oil as technologically advanced as our engines, Shell XMO. It's low viscosity. So when you start your engine, it flows to the top faster than other oils, giving the whole engine immediate protection. It's that first few seconds of starting that's critical for engine wear, especially at the top of your engine.
Get top protection with Shell XMO.
In Sundays tomorrow, how would Rod Rocket Labour have stood up to the court skills and tantrums of the world's #1 player, John McEnroe? Could Margaret Court have held her own with Martina Navratilova? Wimbledon champion John Newcombe compares these 4 great players in a special feature in the Sunday Press tomorrow. Sunday Press also has a special fashion lift-out prepared by Lillian Frank, featuring the latest fashion trends. Look for these great features and more in Sunday's best paper. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
The battle for the Reserve Cup continues Sunday. You'll be there when the Magpies take on the Mighty Blues. On the way to the finals and the pressure is really on. Catch all the drama and the action of Sunday's game when Collingwood clash with Carlton in the Reserve Cup, live at 2:15.
Back to VFL Park now, and we're some 7.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Jones got his hands with Reed's grabbed. He spins out of the pack okay. He's played a fair game in defence. He's had Cloak well, but as Montgomery goes for a pass, it'll be okay, and the mark taken by Blackwell is not doing a bad job either for the Blues. Ball back there towards McLean. Couldn't hold the mark, backing up well as Turner. Gives the hand pass out wide. It's Brown with the ball now, and Collingwood's got a chance to go deep into attack if he goes for the long kick. And it's all right. It's marked by Shaw. He's running to an open goal. It's all right. It's a mark and a pass. And it'll be taken there by Barham, only about 25, 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. Good play on the part of Shaw that time. I thought he might have gone for the long kick, but he's passed it. There's no doubt about that. Right down the throat of Barham, and he's got a chance now to score a goal. He's first. There it is on its way. Oh, he might have squeezed that one in. It's a goal. So the Magpies in front by 5 points. 5 goals, 3:33 to Carlton. 4 goals, 4:28.
Here it is again. Brown, good play. A good balk. The pass on to Tony Shaw, who was clear, played on. He too went for a pass, and Barham made position beautifully to come out and take that mark. 2 grabs, and he was able to convert it. Barham's first goal, he squeezed it in, and Collingwood in the lead still. On 7's big league from VFL Park, it's 5-3 to 4-4. The rain not as heavy as it was, but it's still coming down. Socket off the ground by Tony Shaw. Very hard to pick up that ball. Play in front, and you get the freeze today. A free and a 15-metre penalty going Carlton's way. It'll be taken by English. He decided to go for the pass, or the hand pass. That's okay. Montgomery at the back mat and couldn't take it. Johnston keeps the ball in play. Meldrum from the forward pocket, tackled by Brown. Hunter scoops it out of bounds. By Glenn James says throw it in, but must have been a line ball decision. 33 plays 28 as we await this boundary throw in. Knocked down by Madden. Ashman steaming into goal off the ground. McCormack is there though. Still danger for Collingwood.
Well, the 2 Collingwood defenders messed each other up there. They could have easily picked up between the 2 of them.
Yes, it was very, very close. Only a metre from the goal, but we'll see a bounce up. McLean and Hunter with Madden. Knocked down by Taylor. Madden. Honey, I'll kick that one. Johnson's there too high. No, says umpire Glenn James. Play on. Some good short ones in close. It'll be a ball up. Jimmy Buckley got one in the back of the head. So a ball up. Only about 15 metres out from goal. And a real chance for a Carlton score. Collingwood stacking the back line though. Ashman's burrowing in there to try and pick it up. Taylor looking for a holding the ball decision. Who kicked that? I have not got the remotest idea who kicked that. 5-4 to 5-3.
It's not just big 4-speaker sound, it's portable stereo with real style. The 40-watt stereo you can take anywhere.
Now, automotive technology reaches new heights. This is the car with electronic cruise control that computes more power when you need it. Computer-controlled suspension for more stable cornering, less body roll. Even electronically controlled exterior mirrors. The extraordinary, fully imported Mazda 626 in sedan, hatchback, and coupe. Mazda leads the world.
They're new, double insulated, inexpensive, and there's an entire range. So don't settle for less than the latest from AEG.
In Sunday Press tomorrow, how would Rod Rocket Laver have stood up to the court skills and tantrums of the world's #1 player, John McEnroe? Could Margaret Court have held her own with Martina Navratilova? Wimbledon champion John Newcombe compares these 4 great players in a special feature in the Sunday Press tomorrow. Sunday Press also has a special fashion lift-out prepared by Lillian Frank, featuring the latest fashion trends. Look for these great features and more in Sunday's best paper. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
The 1984 Sterling Cup Grand Final. The Bombers and... could it be Sydney's struggling Swans? Or will it be the Mighty Blues? Find out 8:30 Tuesday night when the Swans tackle Carlton in the second semi-final of the Sterling Cup.
The difference in favour of Carlton. A free kick going to McLean. Drives the ball looking cloak. He's under plenty of pressure there. Knocked out now to Banks. Banks can't pick it up. Reed's got the chance to break clear, as I said before. Doing pretty well at centre half back. Ball punched out again by McEwen. McLean's grab, didn't have the ball. He'll take the free kick. Incidentally, Johnson's been very quiet for Carlton so far. He's had 3 kicks. He's been well tagged though. Turned the ball coming out now to Hunter. Over to Meldrum in trouble. Gets a hand pass out wide and kicked off the ground that time by Dean. In goes McCormick. He goes down. Now's a chance for Hunter. Takes a wide turn to get back on that left foot. Drive it up towards the goals. And a good mark there in defence taken there by McCormick. Still the difference, 1 point in favour of Carlton. A short pass, marked here by Taylor. Goes another long hand pass out to Shaw on his own. This is Tony Shaw, another short pass. Turner, and he's got the mark out there towards the centre wing position. Hand pass over to Taylor. That's a longer kick, looking for Cloak again. Reed at the back. Knocked out again. Cloak runs into his own. A chance for Blackwell to pick it up. He does. Gets a hurried kick back towards the Carlton half-forward line. Oh, there'll be a mark to Dean. That was a strong mark. Quick hand pass coming over to Corkamila, scouting around the back nicely. Let's fly at the goals. Up towards Hunter. He's nearly grabbed that one, but he couldn't pick it up. He goes after it again. He's on the boundary line. He's thrown over the top of the pack that time, and the umpire will ball it up down there in the forward pocket position for Carlton. Right against their point post. The point the difference. And this is a mighty tough game at the moment. Well, it has been for this first quarter, and part of this is still going on pretty strongly now as we approach the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. Knocked out to Ashman. It could be another goal. It is. That's 3 he's got. No, he got that. Yes, 6 goals, 4, 40 for Collingwood. 5 goals, 3, 33. Great play by Ashman.
And what a 200th game Rod Ashman is having so far, with 9 kicks and 3 goals. A great snapshot, that one. The last one, you remember, was off the ground from that huge pack of players. But Ashman bringing up his 3rd, and Carlton go to a useful 7-point lead. Ron Simmons' big lead from VFL Park. It's 7 points the difference now after Ashman's 3rd goal, 6-4 to 5-3. And Ashman with 9 kicks, 3 goals. As I said, really playing a great 200th game. Can Carlton go on with it now? Knocked down by McLean, up towards half-forward. Reed at the back, can't take the mark. Cloak in front, probably punt kick up towards half-forward. Perovic can't handle it under the greasy conditions. Finally, it's Montgomery. Out to Turner. Some soccer tactics to Gary Shaw. He's shepherded. Shaw, a short kick. Perovic underneath it again. Can't take the mark. Tapped out to English. Montgomery. Banks, he can pick it up. Good shepherd by Barham. A shot at goal is close, but not close enough. But nevertheless, it will be a score. It's through for 1 behind. And the Magpies to make the difference again, 6 points, 5-4 to 6-4. We've been playing now just on the 14.5-minute mark. Ball to come back into play from Perovic. Knocked down by Gary Shaw. Richardson should get there first. Looks for a pass. He's almost collared. He'll have to do something with it quickly. He didn't. Good play by Carlton. Buckley and Corcomelis almost spoiled each other. Oh, Corcomelis got decked, got one right in the face. Ashman on centre wing. Playing a great game. Kick number 10. Down to Hunter. What a mark. No, says the umpire. You've got to hold them. Morwood. Pass is okay. Marked by Turner. He's shepherded by McLean. Only just. Turner. Good tackle by Ashman. Perovic standing firm at right half back. The Wolves allowed. Might augur well for the Blues. Nobody can take the mark. Hunter. Oh, too high. Holding the ball, says the crowd. Umpire Glenn James disagrees, and it will be a bounce at half forward.
And we're just on the 16-minute mark. It's a goal, the difference in favour of Carlton. Well, picked up here by Brown. He gets upended. He can't get clear. Knocked out by Moore over to Glasgow. And it's up towards the full forward position. Oh, good play by Dean, but backing up well as McCormack couldn't get clear. Dean's there too. And the umpire said play on, but he's going to ball it up now about 20 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton 6-4 to Collingwood 5-4. A goal the difference. Chance now for Carlton to score again. Aspen's kicked a couple of quick ones down here in this quarter. Knocked out by the big fella, Matt. Oh, two Collingwood players crashed that time. Taylor and Turner finally picked up by Morwood, but there's a mark taken there by Johnson. I think that's his fourth go for the game so far. So we see Johnson about 45 to 50 metres out from goal on a very slight angle, and Carlton leading by 1 goal. Kick on its way. Won't make the distance. Ball tapped on by the Collingwood defence and finally forced through by Taylor for 1 point. So the difference now 7 points. 5-4-34 Collingwood to Carlton 6-5-41 as the ball comes back into play again. A short pass, it'll be okay, and marked here by McLean. Oh, there's a kick. It's a bad one. Marked here by Glasgow. Actually dropped it. He's grabbed, gets it over to Buckley. This looks dangerous. A running shot by Buckley. It's a beautiful kick. It's a goal. Oh, bad play by Collingwood, but a great goal by Jimmy Buckley. 7 goals, 5-47. Carlton to Collingwood 5-4-34. That was a bad kick by McLean. Straight down Glasgown's throat, but he fumbled the ball, but he got it over now to Jimmy Buckley. And what's Jimmy Buckley? He's a great little player, this fella. The tougher it gets, the better he plays, Peter.
Yes, great shot at goal by Jimmy Buckley. Under these conditions, a gem. Carlton leads 7-5 to 5-4. Seven's big league, and the Blues asserting their supremacy now after a tardy start. Knocked down by McLean, picked up by Meldrum though. Meldrum's kick up towards half forward for Carlton. Missed by Morwood. Hunter's got the chance to make it 2 inside a minute. A snapshot is close, looks dangerous, it's there! 2 goals to Kenny Hunter, and the Blues are light at VFL Park. 8-5, 53 to 5-4, 34.
Westpac announces the world's first national electronic banking system. A vast network of electronic terminals and bank branches that gives you the choice to do your banking where and when you want to. A system that is soon to be installed into over 1,000 service stations and supermarkets. All you need is just one card. The card is a bank, and the bank is Westpac.
It's another Mitsubishi.
They're new, double insulated, inexpensive, and there's an entire range. So don't settle for less than the latest from AEG.
Some people make sure they always get what they want.
Tickets, please. You.
Oh.
Journey. Tickets.
People just can't get enough of those delicious, juicy sultanas, and their body loves bran. Kellogg's Sultana Bran. It's the breakfast cereal that everybody goes back for, if there's any left.
Sunday, 6:30, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. Piglet, Kanga and Roo, Rabbit and Tigger. Here's a Tigger who triggers off trouble. Where's Christopher Robin? Be there with Winnie the Pooh and Friends, Sunday on The Wonderful World of Disney.
19 points the difference now in favour of Carlton after those two very quick goals by Buckley and Hunter back into the centre. Knocked down by Cloak, but he couldn't get it very far. Tap on by Jones, opens it up. Who's there? Abernathy in front. Down he goes. Corcomelis to Meldrum. Meldrum at right half forward. He's gone for a pass. Looks for Big Madden. Up go the arms and he's grabbed it. Madden has already kicked one goal. Let's watch the mark again. Simply too tall, doing a Paul Salmon. And Madden stood his ground. He kicked one goal in the first quarter pretty well from the boundary line, so this is certainly the easier of the two. He's only 15 metres out. He's got it, I think. It's a goal, so 3 goals in 3 minutes to Carlton, and the Blues racing away in the second quarter. 9-5, 59 to 5-4, 34.
A nice lead by Carlton, 25 points. Just on the 20-minute mark, we watched that again, a bit of fumbling going on, but Carlton getting the ball out of the pack a lot better than Collingwood now. Meldrum scouting out nicely. And, of course, Madden far too tall for McCormick, who hasn't done a bad job up to this stage of the match. And there's the kick on its way. So we're back in the centre. There she goes. Carlton looking good, a 25-point lead. Comes down to Buckley, starting to fire too. He got one a bit high, it'll be down the ground. Now the umpire's call play on. There's going to be a free kick to Carlton here. And the free kick will go to Hunter against forward. Got into his back. And Hunter's already kicked 2 goals. Doesn't matter where you play, this guy can play in any position. One of the real great finds over the last few years for Carlton, coming from West Australia. I don't think I've seen him play a bad game. There's the kick on its way. Falls a bit short. The back of the pack, chance now for Cloak. Goes for a kick, and a mark taken here by Abernathy down there in the back pocket. Collingwood would be better off going for the long kick at the moment, because they're not getting anywhere with this short passing. That's the kick by Abernathy. McAllister couldn't hold that one. English is there, tries to get a hand pass. He does to Meldrum. Meldrum's clear, and he can certainly get the ball out of the pack. Over the head of the pack again. There's Cloak clearing through the pack, gets the ball back towards centre field, and a mark taken here by Madden. Madden out there at half forward, a long kick again, down towards the full forward position, and Cloak's got it. Mark to Cloak. Out wide, it could be dangerous, but it's all right. Dacos has got it. He's been very quiet. I think he's had about 4 or 5 touches. Back it goes now, a chance for Banks. Interfered with, the umpires found that, and he'll take the free kick at centre field. Collingwood badly needing a goal. They're trailing by 25 points as the ball goes across the centre half forward. McAllister couldn't hold the mark, but he backs up well, but then he can't pick it up. He goes down, they pile on top of him. He tries to tap it out to McEwen, gets it through his legs. Backing up there was Blackwell, he goes down. Meldrum doesn't mess about, kicks it off the ground. Down goes Johnson, and over to Meldrum again. He certainly relishes this wet condition. Meldrum drops the ball short, looking for Hunter. Down he goes, and the umpire still calling play, and kicked off the ground again by Dean, but it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position. 22 minutes gone, and it's 5-4-34. Collingwood to Carlton, 9-5-59. The Blues looking a lot stronger now. Ball back into play again. Knocked out by the big fella Jones, picked up by Turner. The kick drops a bit short. Punched on by Glaskett, grabbed by Dean. A hand pass to Corcomelis. He's grabbed, down he goes. It'll be a push on the back. He could have been a bit lucky that time. Oh, I wouldn't agree with the umpire there. Umpire Smith, he hardly touched him. Let's watch that again. Oh, golly. Probably got, he said he's dipped him down. I think the other fella bent forward.
Degree of difficulty 2.5.
That's right. It was like with a swallow dive.
With pipe.
We're waiting now for Corcomelis to put his first goal on the board. It's on its way. but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter, it's Carlton 9 goals, 660 to Collingwood 5 goals, 434.
23.25 minutes gone, second quarter. 34 plays 60 in favour of the Blues, looking pretty good at the moment. Knocked to the ground by Johnston. Corcomulis takes the hand pass. Here's a go for the skipper. Johnston lines them up. Shoot. That's pretty good at the goal. First goal to the Dominator. And Carlton go further ahead. They've hit double figures. 10 goals, 66 points. Collingwood 5-4, 34.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
And that was the quarter that virtually won the match for Carlton. Only 1 point in it at quarter time, but the Blues led by 30 at the major change, 20 at three-quarter time, and won the match by 27 points. The major goal kickers for Carlton today, Rod Ashman, he finished up with 4, and Wayne Johnston got 3. And for Collingwood, 2 each to Banks, Williams and McAllister. In the stats, Carlton on top in the marks, the handballs, the hit-outs and the shots at goal. And after the match, the Blues not only celebrated a good win, but also a very important player milestone.
For veteran Carlton rover Rod Ashman, today's game was one he'll long remember. It was his 200th senior match with the Blues, and he kept it off with a best on-ground performance of 25 kicks, 1 mark, 1 handball and 4 great goals.
We really had to struggle hard, particularly in that last quarter, but the way the boys stuck at it, and this time we managed to get some goals in comparison to the game against Fitzroy, but really was a great win.
Coach David Parkin, meantime, was delighted with the win and pointed out at last the Blues had developed a little consistency in their play.
You know, people don't realise, but we haven't won 3 games in a row. Yes, 2 is the best we've been able to do this year, and I was very aware of that. It's a sort of bit of a psychological barrier. We seem to have a few of them around Carlton, but to got up against Collingwood when they absolutely had to win today, I think it was very important to them when we had to get over that barrier. And produce well after a really good performance. We tended to go backwards after a top-line performance like last week. We did against North. We went nearly down against Fitzroy the next week by not giving in the same manner. And I thought that the finish, when we had to give, we didn't play all that well, but we're really having a dip at the finish, and I was pleased to have played one real good quarter, the second, and have a real slug in the last quarter was probably a good thing for confidence.
Carlton coach David Parkin. Time now for our TAB footy bet winners, each receiving $250. I think I shortchanged them before, with the compliments of NEC. And our winners were Mr. A. Walsh of Balwyn and Mrs. M. Sandover of Mooney Ponds. Congratulations to you both. And time now for our TAB phone account numbers. We have put up some numbers on the screen. If your TAB phone account is any one of those, then the telephone number to ring is 268-2174. Have a good look at them. And if yours is one of those, the first 2 viewers through will also be richer by $250, and we'll announce the winners a little bit later on during Sevens Big League. We'll take a break, back with more of the action in just a moment.
Sandy Roberts takes a look back to the round 15s of yesteryear, next on Sevens Big League, followed by the Battle of Princes Park between Footscray and Hawthorn.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
When you're the champions in colour TV, naturally you keep the same high standards in video recorders, just like Rank Arena and NEC have done, with the NEC technology that's made Rank Arena our favourite colour TV. Features like steer playback and a digital tape scanner to keep the tape aligned for a cleaner, crisper picture. Rank Arena and NEC.
We're gonna be a favourite video too.
Why is Carla Zampatti wearing a Bernard Hammerman fur?
Style.
And why would Jill Fitzsimon wear a Bernard Hammerman fur?
Elegance.
And Katie Pye, why the Bernard Hammerman fur, Katie?
Design.
When it comes to fur, the designers come to Bernard Hammerman.
Takes the goodness of milk and bubbles it into milk chocolate to give you a deliciously different, smoother, melt-in-the-mouth experience. New Aerobar, the aerodynamic taste.
The pursuit of excellence, it's striving to achieve.
It's the spirit that drives BHP and thousands of ordinary Australians. In 1984, BHP seeks to reward unrecognised Australians working in literature and the arts, in community services, the environment, commerce and industry, science and technology, and rural development. The BHP Awards for the Pursuit of Excellence. From Australia's BHP.
Sunday 7:30, bless this house. Everyone thinks that Sid needs to get fit. All he needs is a bit of motivation. At 8, Kingswood Country with Ted out to win a fortune at the races. Be there with 7 Sunday night from 7:30.
Coming up later in 7's Big League, Scott Palmer with all the news from around the grounds and the match everybody had their eyes on today, Fitzroy and the Sydney Swans.
And shortly, the game at Princes Park between Hawthorn and Footscray. But first, let's check on what happened round 15 in seasons past, as we say. A very good evening to Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome once again to On This Round. And if we were to go back in time and pick a round that was filled with action, then you'd find none better, really, than this one. First up, it was 1967. On this round that Richmond cemented its place on top of the ladder with a fine 20-point win over North. While Peter McKenna kicked 6 goals to bring up his 100 for the season against Fitzroy in only 15 games, Peter Hudson was kicking 12 straight in a remarkable performance against St Kilda. That was back in 1971. In 1975, Richmond put up one of the shoddiest goal-kicking performances on record, scoring only 2 from 22 scoring shots. Hawthorn had 2 more scoring shots, yet won the match by a whopping 62 points. 8,000 people were at Cardinia Park on this round in 1977, and they were treated to a goal-kicking feast. The potent trio of Hendry, Hudson and Matthews combined to score 23 goals between them, as the Hawks cruised to a 107-point win. In 1979, it was only a point the difference when the two teams clashed again, this time at VFL Park. But again, it was to be a Hawthorn victory. Finally, in 1980, the Hawks were worn down. The Cats won by 80 points, thanks to 7 goals by Terry Bright, and moved into second place on the ladder. There was an interstate game as well as normal VFL fixtures in 1981, and Victoria gave Tasmania a hiding in Hobart. A youngster named Peter Dacos kicked 8 for the Vics. It was a day for the old-timers in 1982 on round 15. North's Gary Dempsey celebrated his 300th VFL game, while St Kilda 1966 Premiership hero Barry Breen did likewise against Footscray. St Kilda won its second game for the year in round 15 last year against Geelong. But for the Cats, Alan Mangles, it was a day he'd sooner forget. He was suspended for 4 matches for striking the Saints' Silvio Pescini. As I said, round 15, a round packed with highlights. Now back to more of today's highlights. Here's Peter.
Thank you, Sandy. And Sandy will be hosting the show next week as I'll be in Brisbane for the Davis Cup quarter-final between Australia and Italy. Well, today's game at Princes Park between league leaders Hawthorn and the up-and-coming Footscray shaped as a danger one for the Hawks after their poor performance against Essendon in the Sterling Cup semi-final last Tuesday night. Looking good in the first half, the Hawks were then overrun by the Bombers, a fact which was certainly discussed at length by their match committee in the days following. The Bulldogs, by contrast, went into this afternoon's match full of confidence. They'd won their last 3 games, and a win against the Hawks would make them rather difficult to dislodge from the final 5. Although soundly beaten by Hawthorn by 47 points earlier in the season, the Bulldogs were able to beat the Hawks at Princes Park last year when they scored by 21 points in round 4. Again, Princes Park was the venue for our match today, and we pick up the action now at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter.
That's a great mark, coming over the top. Went over the top of one opponent and one of his teammates as he goes with a long drop punt towards Brereton. Fisted down, however. Here's the opportunity for Bennett's first touch as he gives it to Tuck, who fires away at goal and bounces through. Steady out for the Hawks through Michael Tuck, and Jamie Bennett will be delighted to get his first touch.
Yes, good play by Bennett, coming onto the ground. Obviously, Mickey Malthouse wouldn't be pleased with that, but nonetheless, I'm sure he would be pleased with the endeavour shown by Footscray. Just haven't been able to quite finish it off, but they've applied pressure to the Hawks right throughout. And maybe a Footscray star of the future. Ayres once again a great mark. So Gary Ayres makes a habit of taking marks like that.
You continue your recruiting program, Robert, and I'll look after Ayres for a moment. Here's the kick back towards the centre. Purser and Byrne setting themselves. Mickey Byrne does it well. Fires away with a beautiful long kick towards full forward, but he's off target and one behind over. And the Hawks in the last couple of minutes threatening to break away. They lead 8-11 to 7-7 in what has been a very tightly contested match.
So obviously Footscray feel that the Hawks have the scoring end in this term, Sandy, because at half-time a couple of Footscray officials said all we've really got to do is hold them in this quarter and we'll run away.
Well, Beasley is standing by to come back onto the ground. Let's see if they can hold them. Here's the interchange being made with Groenewagen coming off, Beasley going onto the ground, and it's Footscray going into attack once again through Steve Wallace. On the outer side of the ground, he puts play up towards Edmund and Royal at centre wing, and it's the latter who takes the mark.
Out of bounds on the full though, Sandy.
Bad luck for Brian Royal, so it will be Michael Tuck who'll take the kick. Crowd of around 10 to 12,000. Very disappointing, but they've had to confront these conditions. Purser playing from behind, forced onto the defensive. Hawkins been a busy player again as he gets his kick down towards Edmund, who tried to tap it over the top, but it was intercepted, however, and Russell Green receiving the hand pass, pokes it down towards Lester Smith. Oh, he put on a superb piece of acting.
I don't agree with you there, Sandy.
Well, did you think he was aggressive enough going for the football initially?
No.
Oh.
I didn't think he acted.
Rod Lester Smith will have a shot from half forward. Here's his kick. Looks pretty good. Oh, just hits the post. Bad luck for Lester Smith. He's first behind, and trainer's very quick to come out and have a look at him after that chop across the neck.
Once Bobby Yeomans tells you to get on with the business, you certainly do.
Royal from behind has the opportunity now of soccering forward. He didn't. He tried to stop and pick it up and has gone to ground, but will be free kicked for a push in the back. So he'll take it from centre wing. 60 plays 49, an 11-point break. Not far away from the 20-minute mark. Again, a solid mark taken by McCarthy on the last line of defence. Now, what's he got to kick to? Well, he'll put it out in the open space. Coming to meet it was Kennedy. He's got plenty of support, and it'll be Wallace who'll take it. Another one's gone down. Curran went down behind play. The umpire didn't see it. McKenna went through. Matthews picks up the football and decides to play the game. That's better as he puts it out wide towards the left half forward flank. First to it could be Baxter. Under plenty of pressure, however, and it goes over the line, and the throw-in to take place on Hawthorn's left half forward flank. Now, that young man in picture is Peter Curran, up and about after being felled. Purser and Byrne doing battle, and Byrne has had a great quarter, and he's lost it this time, however. So Purser handing it over. Doug Hawkins. McPherson, under plenty of pressure, young Rodney gets it down towards the half forward line, and the mark is taken by Stephen McPherson. The Dogs need a goal if they're going to stay with the Hawks. Edmund playing from behind. Green couldn't take it. An attempted soccer off the ground by Ayres is unsuccessful, but look at him burrow in for it. Lester Smith can't handle the situation. Down they go like 9 pins. The Footscray fans calling for a free kick. Edwards gets the handball away. Russo comes in over the top. The umpire's caught 30 metres behind play and eventually decides to come in and have a bounce. Edwards. Russo. Now there is a man who enjoys a bit of aggression.
He's getting it.
Get in and have a go. Well, he did cop one then too. Get up, they say, and he has a bit of a grin, Pete. Been a fine return by him. Edwards went straight into Michael McCarthy, as subtle as a stepmother's kiss.
Edwards not very happy there. I was having a chat with his father at half-time, Sandy.
Were you?
And Arthur Edwards,
how's the plumbing business?
A great player for many years for Footscray, Arthur Edwards. But it's Michael McCarthy now. A hand pass across to Colin Robertson. And now a long kick up towards half-forward. Lester Smith caught one in the back. He'll get the free kick. Chance of making amends for his previous one when he hit the post from about the same distance out, but he's kicking into the breeze from where he is now. So it's Rod Lester Smith. Long kick, but he's hooked it. And 1 point the result. So 2 points in this term to Lester Smith. We'll find Neil Cordy as Rick Kennedy, and that's probably why he was having a chat early in the piece with what looked to be the doctor. He's now on the forward line. You know, whether or not Footscray players can't come on the ground with the interchange system, you'd think they'd do this off the ground, Sandy.
It does seem extraordinary. Maybe something we may be able to clarify in World of Sport tomorrow. In towards the centre, a little too high for McKenna, but he does have backup support. Free kick not coming out. Tuck steals it beautifully to Matthews. Vintage Michael Tuck. Over the head of Langford goes the kick. In towards the forward pocket region, and it's Loveridge who intercepts Langford and takes it over the line.
That was a perfect example of the greatness of Michael Tuck. And Rick Kennedy coming off the ground now, something I couldn't understand he didn't do beforehand. The ball picked up now by Loveridge. Loveridge steps towards goal. The goal umpire indicating that Hawthorn have got another, and Loveridge brings up his first goal.
Priority check-in, priority baggage, flight deck club, economy that feels more than economy. The only business class in Australia, first class luxury and legroom. The special care and attention, which is perhaps why more people fly TAA. And why TAA is Australia's leading airline. Fly number one. Fly TAA, the friendly way. Jackaroo, one of the Holden action squad.
Some of this country's greatest achievers have also been its quietest. Achievers who found great success through sheer determination and quiet persistence. The kind of determination that helped harness the power of the sun, and the kind of persistence that is bringing the gas of the Northwest Shelf into the lives of thousands of Australians. You don't always hear about what a quiet achiever is doing, but you'll often feel the effects. BP Australia, the quiet achiever.
You get Monte Carlos and shortbread creams, orange slices and Delta creams, and there are melting moments and sweet screams in all its big assorted creams.
What a big, beautiful choice.
In all its assorted creams.
On Sunday night, the babysitter will be minding the children. But who will be minding the babysitter? For the first time on television, the compelling story of a family taken to the edge of hell. The Babysitter. Your premiere Sunday movie, 8:30.
And from centre, we see Tuck tap the ball down. Kicked off the ground by Rod McPherson. Ayres was going to kick the ball off the ground, but then he realised it may have been a free kick. Oh. That time McKenna. No frills with McKenna, but once again it's Michael Tuck responding to the situation. Foster couldn't take the mark, but gets a push in the back. And so Peter Foster having a wonderful game at centre half back. A superb effort. 16 kicks from centre half back, and he's kicked the ball well, with the exception of one time when it went over the boundary line on the full. A lovely kick once again from Foster. What a great mark!
To the half-forward line he goes, and if his kicking was as good as his marking, he'd be an absolute champion. And Gary Ayres has taken 3 enormous marks in this term, the 14-minute mark, the 15-minute mark, and now the 23-minute mark. Brereton to Matthews. Can't take it. Egan spoons it forward, then loses it, but he has plenty of backup support, and again it is this man in Peter Foster who goes towards centre wing. Byrne, play on, caught, holding the ball. So it will be Edwards who will take it from centre wing. Kick it long. Say the supporters, McKenna could be free kick for a tackle too high, or if not that one, perhaps this one. Jimmy Edmund just reconstructing the esophagus as there's a bit of jostling up forward. Beasley looking to get out. Can't do so, however. And Edmund must go long. And it's not a good kick. Beasley from behind! Well, he's been used sparingly off the interchange bench by Mickey Malthouse, and they need this one. As we are about to enter time on, he has one to his name at this stage. After having an outstanding start to the season, things have quietened a little. Very steady and cautious in his approach to goal. He stabs away with the drop punt and puts it straight through the middle. So they're 8-7, trailing Hawthorn 9-13 on Seven's Big League.
Simon Beasley, a fine mark in these conditions. And we repeatedly say these conditions, it's very, very blustery out there. The ball really floating around, and players would often, and there's the flags, the players would often be under it, and I think they're under it, and only see the ball drop short in front of them, and vice versa on other occasions. Byrne against Purser. Byrne gets the tap. Taken by Eade. Eade's kick down towards half forward, but Egan way out in front of Matthews. He's played a superb game as well. Robertson couldn't take the mark. Gets good support with McCarthy, who puts it wide towards the centre wing, runs over the boundary line, throw-in to take place on centre wing outer side of the ground. And I say outer, it's probably the members here when Hawthorn are playing, Sandy.
Yes, you've got to be careful here at Princes Park, don't you?
I'll still call it the outer, I think, because it is Princes Park. Duvaruzel does well, hooks the ball towards Royal, punched away by McCarthy, picked up by Russo. He's kicking towards the centre. Loveridge does well together, runs straight into trouble though. Should have been penalised. A good tackle by Purser. Loveridge and Purser still in there. In comes Langford, taken by Wallace. A quick hand pass from Wallace out now to Neil Cordy, and a lovely kick from Neil Cordy towards centre half forward. Ayres in the way. Forces the ball forward, still playing it. Great play by Gary Ayres. What a quarter he's played. A long kick. Cordy's in the way. Neil Cordy, that is, for Footscray, and takes a nice mark. Neil Cordy puts it out to centre wing. Edwards was up. Lester Smith forced the ball down. Went on after it. Hand passes it back towards Gary Ayres. Ayres takes it now. Comes in towards the centre. Puts it up towards half forward. Bennett leads in the race for the ball. Got an awkward bounce. He's under pressure from Baxter. Bennett not knowing where the ball was, and Baxter kicks it off the ground. Hawkins comes in, but it's over the line before Doug Hawkins could get to it. So a throw-in to take place on half forward for Hawthorn.
67 plays 55, favouring the Hawks. Into time on, third term, and there won't be a lot of time on either. In a low-scoring term, but a very tight quarter. As Russell Green hugs the boundary line, goes up towards Egan and Matthews, the latter having success on this occasion. Can't shrug 2 tackles, however. Pushed down towards Brereton. He could have almost given away the free kick. Ball is still kept in play, picked up and shot over the top by Curran. What a shot at goal! What a goal! Try that one on for goal of the day on World of Sport tomorrow. Peter Curran. He saw his skipper in all sorts of bother. Went in and lent support and then hooked it over the shoulder for a great goal.
There's Hawthorn responding after Footscray got very, very close to them. In fact, at one stage they were within 3 points, Solly. And we find now Green putting the ball wide. Thumped away by Kellett. The second occasion picked up by Swab. Tackled well. And maybe got the hand pass in. Hawkins gets the hand pass to McKenna. Well-placed kick finds McPherson, I should say. Rod McPherson. He gets the lead from Beasley. Too high for Beasley, but Edmund diving in takes the mark, and Footscray a chance of getting within 12 points once again, as Jimmy Edmund will line up for his third goal personally, and number 9 for Footscray. So we find Jim Edmund 30 metres out. Not an easy shot nonetheless, but a well-placed kick from Jim Edmund brings up his third goal. 3 goals to Edmund as Footscray go to 9 goals, 7-61 with Hawthorn on 10-13-73.
We could well be in for a crackerjack final term here at Princes Park. With the Dogs last year, I think it was the 5th round, Bobby, upsetting Hawthorn's winning run.
It's a few moments ago now, Sandy, but Brereton has been shifted back to full forward with Langford out to centre half forward.
Right, his centre bounce once again. 73 plays 61. Purser and Byrne, won by the latter. Unable to take it away, McKenna. Byrne had an airy as he tried to sock it off the ground. Hawkins uses strength and gets a kick away, but McCarthy is there. Royal intercepts and will take it for a push in the back. He was just on the attack side of centre, who plays straight on with a handball to Steve Wallace, who's steady, puts out the pass to Beasley. Can't complete the mark. Down they go like 9 pins, and the umpire says they'll have a bounce. By the time they disentangle themselves, Footscray fans not happy. They are wild in front of us. Push in the back, they say it should have been. But the umpire has sounded, and at 3/4 time, Hawthorn lead 10-13 to Footscray, 9-7 on Sevens, big league.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it in a hole or up a pole. You can get it doing nothing at all. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
Priority check-in. Priority baggage. Flight deck club. Economy that feels more than economy. The only business class in Australia. First class luxury and legroom. The special care and attention, which is perhaps why more people fly TAA. And why TAA is Australia's leading airline. Fly number 1. Fly TAA, the friendly way.
In Sunday Press tomorrow, how would Rod Rocket Laver have stood up to the court skills and tantrums of the world's #1 player, John McEnroe? Could Margaret Court have held her own with Martina Navratilova? Wimbledon champion John Newcombe compares these 4 great players in a special feature in the Sunday Press tomorrow. Sunday Press also has a special fashion lift-out prepared by Lillian Frank, featuring the latest fashion trends. Look for these great features and more in Sunday's best paper. Sunday Press, out tomorrow. It was a race against time, against change, against the inevitable. They were making news, capturing Australian history in a fabulous, turbulent era. Bill Hunter, Brian Brown and Wendy Hughes in Newsfront, the multi-award-winning Wednesday movie at 8:30 on 7.
So we go into the final turn here at Princes Park with Footscray trailing by 12 points. But some of the crowd said at three-quarter time, we've been down for 3 matches so far this season at three-quarter time. Still got up to win. Can they do it again this time? Russell Green crucified in the centre. And it will be Brian Royal who'll put the Dogs into attack. With a good-looking spiral punt down towards full forward. No mark completed. And the hurried high kick comes from Colin Robertson to the outer side of the ground. Hawkins is there and takes the mark.
Not in the back.
No, it's funny that one wasn't sighted. He goes short. Badly directed kick. Once again, the opportunity for Robertson to get them out of trouble. Down towards the half-back line. Finds his mark. Up towards centre wing. Purser is there. Doesn't contest the mark, however. Kennedy sees it given to his opposition. And so it will be through Peter Curran, who kicked that miraculous goal in the third term, to put the Hawks down towards Matthews on the half-forward line, fisted away from him, and another throw-in to take place. Bobby, can they come back? They haven't not led at one stage throughout the game. They trail by 12 behinds at this stage.
Yes, but they've hung in there, Sandy. They had an 8-point deficit at quarter time, 9 points at half-time, 12 points at the moment as Callett loses possession. Taken by Langford. He's tackled, and a free kick had previously been paid. Langford foolishly throws the ball away, and so gets a 15-metre penalty. And Callett now, close to the centre of the ground. In towards centre half forward it goes. Too high for Beasley. No mark taken though. It's picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy trying to get the ball out. Umpire decides to bounce the ball. Looks like umpire Russo there. So the bounce to be taken at centre half forward for Footscray. Groenewegen gets the tap. Tuck comes out, taps the ball wide. Good play by Michael Tuck. Very serviceable player and a fine game he's put in today. 3 very good quarters. In fact, in the second term he was excellent. 17 kicks, 6 hand passes to date by Michael Tuck, and that's not a bad effort. 18 kicks now as Tuck puts the ball in towards the centre. Well taken by Purser. He gets tackled, so gets the hand pass into Kennedy. Kennedy does likewise to Callett. His kick towards centre half forward. No free kick. And it was paid that way early. Over the top to Edmund. Not enough. Goes. Runs past Beasley and 1 point out of the result. Bad luck for Footscray. Edmund trying to do the right thing, but a poorly executed hand pass. And Beasley just couldn't get foot to ball.
So one behind goes on the board. And as the crowd is a buzz, that's come back into play once again. Lester Smith went up a fraction early. Putting body over the ball then was Cordy, and I think he's going to be rewarded for his efforts. Now that's a silly 15-metre because it brings him to within almost scoring distance. If not, he will put it deep into the square. The lead from Beasley is ignored. The kick is long. Is it good? Oh, it's a great mark almost on the last line of defence, but the goal umpire said no. It drifted through for 1 behind, and 1 behind it shall be. 10 points the margin. Could we be in for a cliffhanger here at Princes Park? The points at the moment favour the Hawks. Langford at the back gets the handball away. Puts his teammate under some pressure, but Rodney Eade is equal to the task. Pushes it up towards the half-forward line. Could this be the quick reply? Kennedy, possession now for the Dogs. Steadies, then gets a hurried kick back towards centre wing. And a good mark taken there by Groenewegen. He's quickly on with it to McKenna, who goes longer to the half-forward line. No one able to take the mark. Waiting at the back is Morris, who gets the handball away. Now the opportunity is there through Robertson. Steadies, in towards the centre. A big pack developing. Amongst it is Brereton. Fisted down. In trouble was Royal, but got his kick to half-forward. The bounce, who's it going to favour? Trying to burst his way through his Cordy. Duperouzal possession now, but going backwards. He needs support. Almost slips in the mud. Oh, he's gone, Duper. Now he gets it away at last, but it took him 20 minutes. It was effective, though. Down towards full forward. Beasley at the back. Can he get away and get a snap? He can't. McPherson's in trouble. Drops it. Play on is the call. Edmund ducks his chutney. Now goes out the back door towards McPherson. Gee, there's pressure on here. McPherson steadies. It's swinging back, but not nearly enough, and drifts through for 1 behind. So Rod McPherson records his first point, and it's 10-13 playing 9-10 on 7's big league. And they're doing all the attacking, Bobby.
They certainly are, Sandy, as Russell Morris puts the ball wide. Tuck up high, but a great mark to Hawkins, who plays on immediately, runs his full distance, puts the long kick towards goal. The long kick just offline again. Footscray, as Sandy said, continually bombarding the goals, but points are coming on the board. Beasley coming off the ground. Morris, with Beasley not there, was able to play on. Lester Smith takes it, gives the hand pass on to Loveridge. Loveridge puts the kick down, looking for Matthews. No mark. Egan applies the pressure. Matthews coming through. Cordy lends support to Ian. Now he puts the short kick in, looking for brother Brian. So the two Cordys combining. Lester Smith diving in. It's forced forward by Cordy. Picked up by Rod McPherson. The hand pass missed his teammate though. Kennedy coming in. Gets it towards Brereton. Brereton tackle, but a hand pass is accepted by Langford. Langford runs with a bit of pace and now hooks the ball down towards the forward area. It's Curran coming out, taps the ball forward. Egan of Footscray, a beautiful piece of defensive work, and Footscray out of danger temporarily. Swafford is up high, takes a nice mark for the Hawks, and he temporarily stops the Dogs.
So Peter Schwab to put the Hawks down towards the half-forward line. Langford can't complete it. Matthews off the pack. The umpire calls play on, and Lee says thank you. Second goal to Lee Matthews, and the Hawks have a steadier. 11-13 to 9-11 on Sevens Big League.
Well, for 6 minutes, Footscray doing all of the attacking, only to find their score going on by 4 consecutive behinds. Hawthorn up there once and gained 2 points with 1 kick. That's football though, Sandy.
Yes, and Matthews scores his second as we go back to the centre bounce. Still plenty of time. 79 plays 65. Lee Matthews has booted 2 goals to Hawthorn's tally. Byrne with a roundhouse right straight to Rodney Eade. He's in the mud, but he gets the handball away. Now the opportunity for Loveridge. Breaks 1, 2. Can he get away? He does. Onto the left foot. Up towards the half-forward line. Langford is there. Egan also can't take it. Now there's pressure on the Footscray defence, and pressure aplenty as Egan goes in. Foster also. Matthews receives the handball. Here's another one coming up for Lethal. He snaps and he goals. Great play by the Hawthorn skipper, and that's what makes a great side.
Yes, and I think he received one from behind then, Sandy. He could even receive another kick, I feel, because the ball was through the goals. A 20-point lead, though, and Matthews, a great goal.
Who did he cop one from behind for?
I don't know. I didn't see it, Sandy. I just saw the hand.
Well, it's certainly livened things up a bit. Let's see what happens from the centre bounce now. It's made the going tough. Will the tough get going? 20 points the margin favouring the Hawks, who have been able to answer the challenge. As Bobby said, the Dogs 4 behinds, and Hawthorn 2 quick goals. See them shoot away to a 20-point break. Andrew Purser up against Mick Byrne. Here we go from the middle again. Won by the latter, and it's Byrne and Eade who pushes it out as Russo gets a hurried kick down towards Langford. Oh, by gee, they're steadying. He's kicked 1 to date. Had the opportunity of giving Hawthorn plenty of breathing space, a 26-point break. Steady. You can see the centre square line there. He passes it by 10 metres, fires away with a drop punt and puts it straight through the middle. So take that, Dogs. Say the Hawks as they move to 13-13, leading Footscray 9-11 on Sevens Big League.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Very little in that game up until 3/4 time, and Hawthorn leading by 8 points at quarter time, 9 points at half time, 12 points at 3/4, but running away to win by 34 points. They kicked a further 3 goals, and the goal kickers for Hawthorn, Matthews and Tuck, each got 3, and for Footscray, Jimmy Edmund was their major contributor with 3 goals. In the stats department, Footscray had 2 more kicks, 5 more marks, 8 more frees, and Hawthorn had 20 more handballs. Time now for our phone account winners in our footy bet competition, and the 2 winners, each richer by $250, were Mr. K. McLeod, pardon me, of Aspendale, and Mrs. J. Massey of West Rosebud. Congratulations to you both, $250 richer, and their names going into the barrel for our end of the season prize draw. The major prize, John Deeks, is
It's the GL manual Pulsar hatchback from Nissan, powered by a sporty 1.5-litre engine with 5-speed manual overdrive. The Pulsar GL hatch offers a standard of motoring unparalleled in any other small car, and $10,000 worth of magnificent NEC products, including television, audio, video and microwave ovens, in the end-of-year footy bet competition. NEC, your future in home entertainment.
You're watching Sevens Big League, the edition for round 15, and we'll be back with more of the action in just a moment.
Scott Palmer looks at a fiery round 15 next on Sevens Big League, followed by the match that drew plenty of attention, Fitzroy and the Sydney Swans.
Hi, this is to tell you that right now Nissan dealers are giving darn good deals on a damn good car.
Nissan Bluebird. This means there are no tricks, no gimmicks and no hidden extras. Just amazing deals on sedans, wagons, LXs and even the sporty TRX. Darn good savings on, you guessed it, a damn good car. Nissan Bluebird, only at your Nissan dealers. So now's the time to...
Imagine the scene here at Glenfiddich in the 1880s. William Grant, a man who began working life as a humble herd boy, had built his dream, a distillery to produce Grant's, the smoothest Scotch in the Highlands. And the legend of Grant's Scotch had begun. In the malting barn, selected barley is brought slowly to germination. Above a peat fire, it acquires its special smoky aroma. And in these unique pot stills, the spirit achieves a rare purity and distinctive character. Then, through long years, it mellows in bond under the watchful eye of customs and excise. Now, after final blending, the moment of truth. William Grant's dream had not been in vain. Today, this legacy of quality and dedication is continued by a 5th generation of Grants, and not a Scotch maid could claim a finer heritage. Aye, when you appreciate what's in the bottle, you'll ask for Grants.
Even in the future, the finest traditions will endure. Cusson's Imperial Leather, the ultimate in luxury.
Would you have the children take their bath, please?
Mild enough and luxurious enough for the most discerning tastes, and gentle enough for the whole family. Cusson's Imperial Leather Bath Soap. A little luxury your whole family can enjoy every day.
You know, Doctor, we don't usually go around hassling epileptics.
Whatever became of this young detective?
Whatever became of him? He grew a mustache and was never heard from again.
Remember the courtship of Eddie's father? Meet Eddie today. Surprised? There's lots more surprises. Whatever became of Gidget 1 or Gidget 2? Whatever became of Episode 2 for the first time on television this Monday at 7:30 on 7.
And welcome back. And time now to go up to the offices of the Sunday Press. And once again, we say a very good evening to their sporting editor, Scott Palmer.
Good evening, Peter. The sports room here at the Sunday Press is really buzzing with the stories from today's round. And how is this for confidence? Ron Barras and his coaching staff will take a week off. For them, the MCG next week is off limits. Next week, the Demons will train for 1 hour every night under former player Greg Wells. Barassi said he was pleased with the effort today, but said the conditions were against his forward setup. North Melbourne's Jimmy Cracker was rushed by 3 umpires who reported him for intentionally tripping Yates of Melbourne today. Cracker was disappointed at being booked, and I don't blame him. I saw the incident myself. Barry Cable said the Kangaroos had now played 12 first-year players and were now fully involved in team building. What a league debut it was for Bob Hammond. He saw the Swans beat Fitzroy for the 6th time out of 7 matches. I was pleased with their discipline and their character, said Bob. I'm sure the boys can go on from here. But Kappa, Rhys Jones and Hawke, all nursing injuries tonight. Robbie Walls said, quote, I was ashamed of the Fitzroy team today, and I've never been ashamed of them before. Walls, however, gave full credit to the Swans' victory. Gary Pert has a dislocated finger, and Matt Rendell pulled out of the game with a thigh injury today. Richmond's Mike Patterson said the end result told the story at Windy Hill. If we'd kicked straight, we might have won it, said Pato. He also defended the move to take off Brian Taylor after he'd missed 3 set shots at goal. The axe, he agrees, should have fallen at Punt Road a few weeks ago, but he believes the Tigers can still make the 5. Kevin Sheedy revealed that Simon Madden has an injured elbow nerve that is affecting his hit-outs, but he believes Essendon's persistency won out over the Tigers today. Footscray will have to win 5 out of its next 7 games to make the final, said coach Michael Malthouse today. And next week he'll have fitness worries over Royal, Kennedy and McKenna. Hawthorn's Alan Jean said he had doubts whether the Hawks could have come up after last Tuesday night's defeat, but he was delighted with their commitment today, and he praised the work of that tireless Michael Tuck. Carlton's David Parkin was a relieved man tonight. He felt that Collingwood's third quarter, in which they kicked 3-10, let the Blues in at VFL Park. The Blues are also hoping their rover, Rod Ashman, had proved to Victorian selectors that he was worthy of a trip to West Australia. Collingwood was shattered. John Cale left the ground early, and he has McKeon and Shaw on the injured list. Geelong's Tom Hapey said the acid test for his Cats comes in 2 weeks when they meet Melbourne at Cardinia Park, but he hopes to have Malarkey, Mossop, Neal and Yates back for that big game. We're after consistency, said Tom, and if we get it, we can do well. Tony Gill said the Saints were still struggling to find a style of their own. He was looking to next year and the young players the club was developing in the seconds and the thirds. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press out tomorrow. Time to check the leading goal kickers now. Joint leaders tonight, Paul Salmon, of course, still injured, and Bernie Quinlan joining him today at the top of the table with 2 goals for a total of 63, followed by Taylor, Lockett, Jackson and Conlon. That's how the leaders stand after round 15. Well, season 1984 has been one that both the Swans and Fitzroy would rather forget. Finalists last year, the Lions, through one reason or another, just haven't been able to consistently reproduce last year's form, while the Swans, after a more than useful start, have now lost their last 5 matches. In addition to that, the club has been thrown into turmoil with the sacking of popular skipper Barry Round and the shock resignation of their coach Ricky Quaid. To the credit of club officials, during the week they managed to secure the services of former Norwood and South Australian coach Bob Hammond for the rest of the season, but to try and get the club back on even keel was an enormous task. Today's match was at the Junction Oval, a venue at which victory can be very hard to come by if the Lions are in top form. Our commentators at the ground are Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards, and we pick up the action now at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter.
Beautiful football, Rod Carter. A long, booming torpedo punt to the centre of the ground. The ball thumped back to Browning, who's had a million kicks. Still going away with the football. Gets in the hand pass to Witzel. Witzel to Tony Morwood. He breaks away. He's got the loose man in McBroom. McBroom, oh, he's missed a man. Now he finds Hawke. Hawke runs at the goals. He fires. It's coming back. It's a great goal. Beautiful football by the Swans.
Well done, Peter. Let you keep going. You're going so well. Good goal there by the Swans. Good football from Browning. Beautiful play by Carter down in defence. When it looked like Fitzroy were going to get a goal, Carter turned them out, and the resultant piece of play through Browning, and then the players upfield, and Hawke capping it off with a goal.
Mark that one down. I've marked that one down not to Hawke. I've marked it down to Carter.
Well, that's a long way back. It's right at the other end of the ground. But the Swans on 47 and Fitzroy on 34, and you're on 7's big lead. Now back at the centre. The Swans getting on top of Fitzroy. Big Talbot got the ball down. Can he get it out again? No one can get it out yet. Thornton was in there trying. It could have been an in-the-back decision, but the umpire said a bounce will take place. We've been playing 20 minutes of the third term on 7's big league, which you're witnessing, and Fitzroy 4-10-34, but the Swans on 7-5, 47. The ball thrown up out of the mud patch. Tapped to ground. Going through was Hawke. Couldn't get it away, though. Socket out of the pack and hurried down towards Conlon. Had a very quiet day. Quinlan's there with Carter. Carter tries to trap it. Did well, too. Keeps the ball underneath him. I thought could have been penalised. Yes, he was. Well, the umpire, Peter Cameron.
Well, the last man you'd want to have this kick is Bernie Quinlan, because he is a booming kick. He's had a poor day today, Bernie, but he'll make the distance, I think. There's the kick. Oh, it's going to be close. Torbert's there, touched. And the ball goes through for a behind, or is it a free kick? No, it's a behind. And they haven't had their kicking boots on today, the Roys. They've moved on to 4-11-35. The Swans 7-5-47, and they will come home with the breeze. The Swans, there's Browning. He's looking for Braddy. Braddy's done a good job today. In goes little McBroom. The ball punched away. Here's danger. Conlon over to Loken. Loken fires at the goals, and I think he's missed. Or is he going to get another kick?
Oh, I think he's played the one behind.
Yes,
Loken
he has.
kicked, so that stays on the board now. And Fitzroy 4-12, the Swans on 7-5, 47 playing 36. The Swans lead
by that 11 points. The time clock, 21 and a half minutes into the third term on Sevens Big League, and Browning kicking in from the full-back position, which he has done for most of the day. A lot of packs congregating out there. There's about 3 or 4 different packs. The Swans players will break away and let Browning try. Oh, Browning kicked to Benane. Bad kick. Benane balks. He's caught. Could be in the back. The umpire calls play on. Browning caught again. Bad hand pass. Quinlan shoots. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. Yes, he's got it. Bernie Quinlan, after a bad mistake by Mark Browning, has picked up a goal that Fitzroy desperately needed. Fitzroy, 5-12. That's being changed to show 42 points, and the Swans on 7-5, 47.
A bad blue, a couple of bad blues there. In fact, Jack, a couple of shocking mistakes by the Swans there, and that's cost them a goal. But they're still in a pretty good position at the moment. They're 5 points in front, but these next few minutes before time on, and of course the time on period will be vital. They must hold Fitzroy out because they will certainly come home to the scoring end.
We're getting toward the 23-minute mark now, so we'll imagine about 4 minutes of play to remain, and the action taking place at the half-forward line for Fitzroy. Out comes Clayton, a hand pass comes out, and a 50 kick downfield will be played against the Swans. That's stupid. The kick may go to Quinlan because he's only about 20 metres out from goal. Giving away a free kick downfield like that is absolutely stupid. Side bottom, giving the ball to Quinlan. He didn't want it. The umpire's sorting out just who has to have the kick.
Rod Carter's doing the block, saying that it shouldn't have been Quinlan's kick.
Well, I think he might have been right, but they were very quick to give the ball to Quinlan, the Fitzroy players. 20 metres out, dead in front of goal. He doesn't miss these as a rule. It's through. So that changes the game now, Peter. The Swans trailing by 1 point on Sevens Big League.
Only Westpac brings you Advantage Saver, the savings account that gives you all the advantages of the world's first national electronic banking system. Advantages like access to your money at more times and in more places, high interest, automatic payment of your regular bills, and it gives you the card. Advantage Saver, the savings account from Westpac, the bank.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. And he'll tell you he likes the kind of life he leads, and he's glad that he was born. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his time's his own. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
Any national TV or video you buy this year will still be under warranty in 1987.
At Budget, we have vehicles to suit everyone's needs, from executive Mercedes to eye-catching Mazda RX-7s, from exciting BMWs to two-family luxury Taragos, complete with a fridge, and for families who like to rough it, brand new four-wheel drives. Or if you're a visiting European athletic team, a Budget minibus.
Budget, Steve.
We've got the range and the rates to drive your dollar further.
Tempted by a beautiful young woman, motivated by the death of a close friend, and faced with the possibility of losing his job. An investigation that reveals much to all. Join Jim Bergerac as he takes the law into his own hands. Bergerac, 9:30 tonight.
On Sevens Big League, the final term of the game between Fitzroy and the Swans. Scores level as we start the final quarter. Talbot taps it down, a chance for Fitzroy to get 4, but no, Turner couldn't pick it up. Here's Smith driving the Swans forward. It's up through within their goal square. A chance for Harris, can't pick it up. Here's a chance for McBroom, he breaks away, he's going to shoot at goal. Now he hand passes, and Carroll let it go. Do you reckon he let that go?
I don't know whether he let it go or whether it was over his head, Jack, but we saw a similar one a couple of weeks ago when Dennis, well, we didn't see it, it was on the replay. Dennis Banks tried to hand pass to Mark Williams and did exactly the same thing. That should have been a goal of the Swans. There's the mark taken on half-back play. That's a point the difference at the moment with the Swans in front. Osborne got there to Coleman. Coleman runs and kicks it towards half-forward. Out comes Browning, who's been a great player today for the Swans, really leading. Tremendous football, Browning. And look at the kick. Have a look at this for a kick. And the mark, that travelled about 85 metres. He's off Hinchin. Could have been holding the ball almost in the end. Hooks it back towards the half-back line. Up goes Pat Foy, and he takes a very good mark. He goes for the hand pass to Tony Moore, and he steadies, stabs at the goals, and he has put it through. And the Swans are 7 points in front.
Well, what a great start to the final term for the Swans under their new coach, Bob Hammond. Now leading by 7 points, and we've only been playing 1.5 minutes of the final term. The 2 quarters where Fitzroy had the breeze, that's the end now to which the Swans are kicking. Fitzroy kicked 2-6 in the first quarter with the breeze, and in the third term they kicked 2-5. So they've kicked themselves nearly out of this game by kicking 4 goals 11 with the breeze. The Swans are in front by 7 points, and the action starts again as Coleman taps it down towards Osborne. Wilson can't take it out. It's suckered off the ground by Foy. It comes to the half-forward zone for the Swans, and the umpire said in the back. So that's going the way of Hinchin, of Fitzroy, who hand passes out to Carlton. He's on the wrong foot. He hooks it back towards Clayton. Clayton can't take it cleanly. The ball taken away from him. There's a chance now. Hand pass comes out to Foy. Foy goes in toward Kappa. And Kappa can't hold it. No, it's taken away. And it's risky business by Michael Reeves. He goes for the bounce. The kick not a good one. Here comes Ackley. Ackley drives deep. There's no one home for the Swans. It's Laurie going back. Foy giving chase. Laurie gets the fumbles. He may even run it through. No, he picks up. He goes out with a short pass and finds Wilson.
Gary Wilson in the back pocket. Goes for the pass. Oh, this is dangerous to Coleman, because over the back is Torbett. Torbett to McBroom. Back to Torbett. No, going into lend a hand is Tony Morwood. Over to Ackley. Ackley runs to centre half forward. He steadies. He fires at the goals. It swings back. It's a goal. A beautiful goal by the little champion back pocket player David Ackley.
Fitzroy 6-12-48. The Swans 9-7. 61 on 7's big lead. Well, we're certainly seeing a different Swans team, Peter. It's been playing over the last few weeks up in Sydney. They've been putting in a couple of dismal performances, but now today they've come in underdogs against Fitzroy on Fitzroy's home territory, the Junction Oval, and we see them leading now by 13 points. So can the Swans keep going? Will Fitzroy come back? Fitzroy, known as the Lions, they'll have to fight hard. Coleman got the ball, taps the ball down. Chance for Carroll. Coleman misses it now. The ball in a pack. Barwick's in there for Fitzroy. Can't get it out. And umpire Peter Cameron will bounce.
Well, there's one word that sums up the Swans' performance today, Jack, and that is desperation. They had right throughout the day. They've had every player entirely committed to winning that ball. They've been diving on it, harassing the Fitzroy players. But here comes the Roys. It's their turn now as kicking it with side bottom. Browning has been a magnificent player. Once again, he marks on that half-back line, and he played a magnificent third quarter, except for one dreadful kick-off that resulted in a goal to Quinlan. Down towards Holden, waiting over the back is Gary Wilson, who's been very, very quiet. Paul Roos has a touch of the fumbles, lies on top of the ball. There's the hand pass coming out, taken away from Wilson by Holden. Holden lies on top of it. Now he knocks it out. Going in after it is Greg Smith, who's been a good player, a lovely handler. In fact, the hand pass was given out to Smith eventually by Wayne Carroll. There's a box on going on behind the play. In comes Reeves, grabbed when he didn't have it, kicks it off the ground. Some strong tackling by Pat Foy. It is still close to the boundary line. Tony Morwood caught with the ball, gets in the hand pass over the line and out of bounds on half-forward flank, and the Swans are looking very, very good.
Well, just over 4.5 minutes into the final term. The Swans leading by 13 points over Fitzroy. The ball now with Turner, moving it up to the half-back zone, but diving in to take a good mark is Talbot.
How many marks is that, Kevin?
Talbot, not the longest kick in the business.
7 marks to Talbot today, Jack.
Under these conditions, very good performance. All Fitzroy players flew up high. Clayton takes the ball off the hands of the pack and kicks toward the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place on the Swans' half-forward flank. As the 5-minute mark leaves us behind. Boundary throw-in with Rhys Jones competing against Coleman. The ball comes to the side of the pack. Little bit of pressure being used there by Harris and Hinchin. The ball on the turf. Rhys Jones in underneath it, and the umpire said a bounce will take place. Rhys Jones calling for the free kick.
Well, he's right. Roos had him right around the neck, and Rhys Jones said, just have a look where that arm is, umpire.
Umpire Howlett standing firm now. He's going to put the ball down on the half-forward flank for the Swans. Jones beaten for the punch on that time. Foy goes up high, but once again the boundary line comes up.
Full marks to the umpires today, though. David Howlett and, of course, the experienced Peter Cameron. They have not played ticky-touch with free kicks. They've let the game flow, and it's been a good spectacle because of that. Oh, gee, Leon Harris has pulled up. He's done a hamstring, I think. He's down there, hobbling
calling
around.
for the trainers.
He's calling for the trainers. He's pulled a muscle, I think, or Rick something is in the forward pocket. The throw in. Reece Jones doing a great job. Wayne Carroll over the back, a big knock away. In went Brady. Kappa on the left foot, fires, swings back. No, not enough. 1 point, said the goal umpire. Kappa's been a very good player down there at full forward today. A couple of screaming marks, and he's kicked 4 goals.
That wasn't a bad left foot snap either. The scoreboard showing 14 points in favour of the Sydney Swans. 9-8 to 6-12, and from the fullback position, Laurie kicks in. Looking for the big fellow in Coleman, opposed to Talbot. It comes to Smith. He should hand pass on. He does to Reece Jones. He hand passes in again. A charge for Evans. He shoots at goal, and it's another goal to the Swans. Evans kicks his first goal, and the Swans really take a grip on this game here at the Junction Oval. 10-8, 68. 20 points in front of Fitzroy, 6-12, 48.
Well, I spoke to Greg Smith before the game, and I said to him, how do you think you'll go today? Troy would be hot favourites, he said. We're going to give him a hell of a shake. And I think he spoke with conviction. It's come out, and every player out in that ground today playing for the Swans has given everything.
On Sevens Big League, 7 minutes gone, the final term, 48 playing 68. Sydney Swans 20 points in front. Can Fitzroy come back? Side bottom a chance, can't pick up. Barwick shoots it out of the pack up toward the half-back zone, but Ackley's there. Ackley now driving from south, the Swans half-back zone. Kicks down towards Kappa, he can't take it. Harold Port in possession. There is a chance now for the ball to be taken out. It's a chance for Osmond to sucker off the ground. Holden's there. He drives into the forward zone. It's Brady opposed to Laurie. Brady, no, can't take the mark. Here's a chance for Smith. Has a shot at goal. Hooks it around, but he's off target, I think. Oh, he kicked it. Well, I thought that had missed. So the Swans really on fire, Peter McKenna. And the Swans are 11 goals, 8, 74. They're running away from Fitzroy. 6-12, 48 on Sevens Big League.
Yes, I think it was only a great goal there by Greg Smith. Full marks to Brady, who did the heavy contesting there against Grant Laurie. The ball came to the deck, and Smith's been a really good player all day, as he usually is for the Swans. But a very handy goal. But it was only a matter of time before the Swans really had a barrage of goals, because really they have been much the better side right throughout today's play. There's the hand pass from Coleman coming out to Carlton. Fitzroy have had many, many players down today. Over the back of the pack, in they go after it. Ackley was there, cop one in the back. Play on, said the umpire. Fitzroy not giving up at the moment. There's a hand pass from Ackley out to the ever-reliable Browning. And once again, Browning has gone for the old Johnny Beckwith one around the boundary line, and it just happened to wobble over the line and out of bounds at the right moment.
74 playing 48. The Swans in front on Sevens Big League. We're approaching 9 minutes into the final term, and the ball tapped down to the side of the pack. Hand pass. Holden's fit into that team very well, Peter, hasn't he? He's done very well today too. Reece Jones misses the run of the ball. Into the back of Roos, kicked off the ground by Carroll. A chance for Reece Jones. He gets ridden into the ground, and the umpire said exactly that. Rather ticky touchwood free kick, but the umpire has paid the in the back. Reece Jones asking for the 15-metre penalty to be applied, but the umpire said no. So Jones at centre half forward will put the ball right down into the goal square. Reece Jones kicks, a chance for Coleman, but it's bad miss on that occasion by the Fitzroy defenders, and Clayton drives into the open space. And a mark missed by Loken, could have been his free kick. Holden gives it back, and it's Hawke. Can straighten up and go for a short pass. He pops it into the open territory. McBroom shoots it out to Talbot. Talbot in trouble. The umpire said a free kick will go the way of the Swans. I didn't see Talbot get hit. I thought it would have been McBroom's free kick.
Yes, I thought similar thing too. But Talbot, torpedo punt, a wobbly one up towards the goal square, and going back to take an easy mark is Hinchin. He plays on, hooks it back. This could be dangerous, but waiting for it is Billy Loken. And that's 15 metres. Now Browning, I think that was a professional 15 metres. He didn't worry about that. He just wanted to slow up the play, as Loken is trying to umpire the game as well, telling Browning where to go on the mark. Tony Morwood's in there. In comes the umpire to say a bounce. Umpire Howlett coming off the ground, limping off, is David Reece-Jones, and he's been a really good player today, David Reece-Jones. Tremendous performance at centre half forward. Anthony Danaher, well, he'll come on a fresh man. He's a very good player too, Anthony Danaher. There's Thornton, caught with the ball, dropped it red hot. Play on now, said he paid the free kick. Well, the umpire right onto that. Bernie Evans on half forward flank.
Yes, he paid the free kick for holding the ball. So Evans from that half forward, not even half forward, he's still up a little bit on the wing. Now the player to get it to would be Danaher, the fresh player just coming on the ground. Here he comes now. No, he's let his teammate go through. I thought that was a trip. The umpire calls play on.
Paul Hawke ducks around. That's magnificent football by Hawke. Fires at the goals. I think he's put it through. A top goal to Paul Hawke, and the Swans are on fire. They're running away with the game at the moment. They have moved on to 12 goals, 880. Fitzroy remaining stagnant. 6-12, 48.